Alright, so waiting for opening range. So waiting now for the opening range to set up, and then we'll wait for either side of the range to get broken. Alright, so this is the this right here is the 4 steps I need for me to take the trade. So the first step is always wait for opening range to set up. So there is no opening range set up yet, so waiting for that in 10 minutes, and then I will wait for either side of the range to get broken, then for CISD, and then obviously close above or below the New York VWAP. So that's my plan for today. Alright, so while I'm waiting for the opening range to set up, so let's see what we had last week. So last week was from 6th of July to Friday to 10th, right? So so how many trades I had last week? So it was 4 trades. It was 4 trades last week. Now they all were they all were double break. So no, that one was a break. Yeah, one was a break and retest. Then it was a double break. Yeah, one break and retest, and 3 double breaks. So let's start with the 8th of July. It was a double break trade. So it was a double break trade. Now I do have screenshots of that trade. So this right here, I executed a double break trade. Now my stop loss went above the high, and as you can see, later price did reach the full TP, and it was a perfect double break trade. Now I entered within the C2 candle on 15 minutes, and then this right here, I entered the inside this candle, inside C2. So that was C2, as you can see, and when price closed below here with this candle below the New York, I took sells. Obviously I could have added more when price closed below this level, with the stop loss obviously above here, and then, but as price were moving very slow, I just left it as it is. And yeah, later in the day you can see that price moved even lower, like much lower. So that was a 8th of July. That was 8th of July. Now the 9th of July we had a, I had a loss, which was a break and retest trade actually, which were lost that day. So, and I will, yeah, so that was, a break and retest. Price did close, what price first did, obviously um, price did break the opening range high, then came back, retested. Now we had liquidity sweep, and as soon as price closed above here, I was looking for price to continue pushing higher to the liquidity pools, but instead what price did, price closed back below the New York, and it was amazing. It was amazing double break. That was amazing double break sells actually to the downside. I even have marked it here. Now I marked it that break and retest buys did not play out. Instead, double break sales played out within M15 C4. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now is most likely I will trade only double break trades. I mean, very occasionally I will take the break and retest when price is trending, but at this point there is a lot of there is good results of the break and double break trade, which is here back tested by myself. Everything is recorded, there is every single trade. So I mean, yeah, the double break happened, but at the same day, I did not take the sells, right? But what I waited for is, what I waited for was actually buys once again, which was obviously a double break buys, which played out amazingly. I mean, because price were still bullish, and so this right here, so this right here, you can see that I entered the buys. So what price did, so what price did is price closed above the CISD after first the break of the opening range low. Now I waited for price to close above the New York. So this is the opening range, break and double break, CISD, we close above the New York, I entered buys. Now I had entered a multiple positions. There was two positions that were running. So I first one was here, and the second one after this pullback happened here, and price closed above the New York. I entered one more and closed both at roughly 1.3 R maybe. So finished my day at break even, because I had a first buys. I had double break, which was here. You can see that first buys were a break and retest. They did not play out. I waited for price to come lower. Price did break the opening range low. Then we had CISD, and after closure above, you can see that price moved higher, and even later in the day, price obviously pushed and swept the liquidity, um, those equal highs here. So that was a pretty much it from me that day. Now the last trade was on Friday, which was actually break even. So what happened is obviously price, as you can see that that was a double break. So first it was a double break sells, because price did break the opening range high first. Now we had the closure below the New York, we had CISD, and when price pushed lower, I did not secure anything. And when price started actually closing above the New York, I just closed at break even roughly. But right at this point, it was a Trump, it was news related to Trump and Iran. So as you can see, price just helped me to push to the opening range low. So I mean, I was on the right side, but unfortunately, I managed my trade prematurely, I would say. So today, what we going to do is we're going to wait for opening range to set up in 1 minute. Then I will look for a double break. So I'm not looking for break and retest. I'm only looking for a double break trade. That's it. So if I have the opening range low first, break, CISD, closure above the New York, I'm taking the buys. If price is not gonna push, further lower, and then we'll see something coming higher after, that like retracement. So that was pretty much it from me that week. There was only like, yeah, so it was a $255 in profit last week. Hmm. All right, so we basically have a break of the opening range low first. So at this point, what I'm looking for buys. Now, why buys is because price did break the opening range low first. So um, now I do have number one and number two completed. Now I wait for number three and number four, which is CISD and closure above the New York. If I have all four aligned, at that point I'm taking trade with no hesitation, because I know that I waited for my trade, I planned my trade, I have everything to, I have every confirmation aligned for me to take the trade basically. So that's it. So I mean, prices keep creating the lower lows. So now 15 minutes does close below the range, and the next candle just continues pushing lower, then it is what it is. I'm not gonna take the trade because price did break the opening range low first, right? So I'm looking for buys above the New York VWAP until here. But if prices just continues pushing lower, like, you know, I will let it just push down because I found my six. I'm trading better the double break rather than a break and retest. I mean, I can do break and retest, but it will be very occasionally. And I mean, now price is obviously bearish, right? So yeah, now if 1 hour does close below, I would expect for price to continue pushing lower. But before that, I would expect for price maybe to come back and retest, right? Maybe price will come back retest New York, or maybe price will come back and retest the overnight. I don't know. So I will have to let it. I will let it do its thing, and then we'll see. So now, at this point, I have only number one, which is opening range set, and I have number two, which is break either side of the range. Now we have break of opening range low. Now I'm waiting for CISD to the upside and closure above the New York VWAP, and I'm looking to trade to the opening range high. Now, if price does continue pushing lower below the opening range low, and there is, a very big, price will have to do retracement, then I'm not looking for buys anymore because I don't want for price to push down very far from the opening range low. So because if price just continues pushing lower, then at that point there is likelihood that price will come back to the New York and then go lower, right, to the session low. So my higher time frame, says that price is bearish right now, but my lower time frame, says the same thing because price never closed above the New York yet. So there is potential for price just continue pushing lower. Let's see, we have 4 minutes, yeah, roughly 4 minutes until the 15-minute candle closure, and I'm interested in how this 15-minute candle will close. If price will close above, back inside the range, maybe higher, and closes above here, then I'm looking for price to close below above the New York, and then looking to buy. Because CISD will now happen at this level right here. So as soon as price does close here, we have CISD to the upside, and the only thing I will miss is I will need for price to close above the New York, and at that point I'm looking to trade to the upside. So I just planned my trade, and I will just execute my plan, right? So if price does that, I will just execute it, execute the trade, win or lose, like it doesn't matter because I will take the same trade. I will take the same trade, I mean, every day when it presents. Alright, so let's just wait. So what would be my stop loss if I take this trade? I mean, it would be, yeah. So this is what I'm looking for. Alright, now I will delete this one because my indicator just marked up everything for me. So yeah, now I have all three. I have number one, I have number two, I have number three. Now the number four is price to close above the New York. So all right. All right, so I need to connect my. All right, so obviously that's my prop account, right? All right, so now price did not close with this candle. Price did not close above the New York. So if price does close with the current candle, which is that one, right? I will take with the current candle. All right, so 6 seconds left. As soon as price does close, so I did enter the cells. This is the break and retest, and now I'm looking for price to continue pushing higher, right? All right, so let's see. So until I have the CISD in the opposite side of the trade, I will then only then will think to manage my trade. Until then, I'm not gonna manage because now I have swing point on the 15-minute time frame. I have CISD. I mean, I have everything for trade to play out. So all this number one, number two, number three, and number four. It is a that's my trade, right? If I have all four of them, I just take the trade without hesitation. I mean, I know how much I risk, so for me, it is alright. Even if price just continues pushing lower, like I mean, that's completely fine. I know that in the long run, um, I will I will win the this strategy has a just positive win rate, and one trade doesn't it's one trade is not gonna make me or break me, right? If if I have executed my trade within my plan, then this is a good loss, because then, I mean, it's a good loss because I waited for my trade. I just executed my plan, and without hesitation, basically. So yeah. So this strategy right here, as you can see, it has losses as well. I mean, there is losses, like there is some multiple. Obviously, it's they can be avoided, but I mean, it has 65 win rate with taking. That's like, this mo- this that's this year alone. That's the results for this trade. That's the double break trade. So, I mean, it's good results, right? Uh, Price did create the support. Now we have break of support. Now if price doesn't close above here, most likely price will continue pushing lower. But you know, it is what it is. So this trade is valid until price breaks the low. After price does break the low, this trade is invalid. And that's going to be my one trade for today. I'm not gonna take any more trades because obviously, I mean, I just take one trade a day. So now I will journal my trade. It was a 13th. Today was Monday 13th. Trade were executed at 10 a.m. Exactly at 10 a.m. There was no news. It was buys. I risked double break. That was a New York candle 2 1 minute, 9:45 candle manipulation. So below. So I do journal my trade while I'm in the trade, basically. So all right, so number one, that's it. So I do take the trades, you know the same trade. I just basically take the same trade every day when I get the chance to take it, right? Yeah, this is whenever I take the trade, I already expect to lose because, for me, I just have to execute my plan. And But whenever I enter the trade, even though I have executed my plan, it is a 50-50 because you never know what can happen, right? But it is a 50-50 trade. As soon as you take the trade, you have to understand that it's like 50-50, and you don't control anything. All you control is your emotions, um, and that's it, like nothing else. As I said, I will wait for this to happen on the right corner, number one, number two, number three, and number four. I did get all of them four. I executed the trade. Um, Now let's see. It's either win or loss. It doesn't matter because tomorrow I will take the same trade. Alright, so I'm not doing anything. As you can see, I am not touching the trade. I letting the trade run. So alright, so yeah. So did I get stopped out or what? Yes, I did. Alright, so I didn't lose. Yeah, I lost same amount I supposed to lose. So that's completely fine. And yeah, so it was a double break trade once again. Maybe there is. All right, yeah, that was news, right? Once again, this. I mean, Trump. It is Trump once again. I mean, it is okay. So on Friday, Price did help. The Trump helped for Price to move to the certain area. Today it went against me. So it's completely fine because I did not lose. I mean, I lost same amount I risked. So there is nothing I can change. Now the only thing I can change is, the only thing I can do now is how am I going to how am I going to react at this loss? Either now I am going to get mad, start revenge trading, or risking whatever. No, I mean that was one trade for me, and I'm not gonna take any more trades, even if price now continues pushing higher. I mean, I'm not interested in anything at this point because I took my trade already, so that's completely fine. So that was once again Trump news. Trump news. Yeah, the Strait of Hormuz is open and remain open without. Yeah, that's completely fine. So all right. So all right. So that was a loss. That was a break even. All right. So it was a loss. So it was a loss today, and yeah. So there is nothing I can do. There is nothing I can change. The only thing I can do now is uh, just go do my other things. I'm not gonna stare at the charts. You can see that I didn't trade. So I mean, that's my only trade for today, and it is going to be my one and only trade for today. So so as there is I'm not gonna look for anything else. I think I just finished my stream because I really just I trade to live, right? Not live to trade, because I don't need to look anything else. I'm not gonna take anything else, and I'm not interested in anything else today. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and see you